Have you observed that Gmail has become less popular than it used to be? In this video, we're going to delve into the key causes of Gmail's dropping popularity. From its early days as a groundbreaking email service to its recent changes in the digital landscape, let's discover what all this has to do with the fact that everybody seems to be dumping Gmail. Let's begin. Gmail was widely used, and it took the second place in the market back then with 35.25% of the email market in September 2021. However, the situation turned back, and by October 2022, it only had 7.3% share of the market, which was a decrease of 7.3% from the previous value. To give you an idea, it is similar to saying that the number of people who stopped using Gmail or got attracted toward any of the other email services is 306 million. It may seem unimportant at first, but with the total number of email users globally reaching 4.26 billion, this is definitely not a minor issue. But the question is, why? Gmail was a widely used email service for personal and business purposes, and even for creating fake mails. The other services such as Yahoo and Hotmail didn't have a reputation for being the best. So what's the exact reason that Gmail has lost so many users over the past year from its top spot as a platform? To find out, we're going to have to set our clocks for April Fool's Day 2004, when Gmail was put in place. During that era, it was sort of a joke that was intended to be a fun activity. In addition, Google CEO Sundar Pichai thought the answer to Gmail was part of April Fool's jokes. Understanding why Gmail used to be so popular shows us the reason why it is now going through a decline in users. Gmail established itself as a popular email platform by displaying a gigantic storage capacity compared to other platforms like Yahoo and Hotmail. Although they only supplied 2 to 5 megabytes, Gmail brought up 1 gigabyte on April Fool's Day, which a lot of people thought to be a joke. It was real, which was a surprise to everyone. In 2005, Google raised the storage limit to 2 gigabytes, and in 2007, it increased it to 4 gigabytes. Gmail not only had a generous storage limit, but also a very well-designed user interface, great spam filters, simple grouping, and robust search functions. Others didn't even manage to implement an email search feature. Gmail's popularity was soaring with a heavy demand, but supply was limited, which led to a sense of scarcity. Among them was the requirement that Gmail users could only open up an account if someone who had already had one invited them. That being the case, people would be seen as having a Gmail account as a status symbol. Even though Google debuted Gmail about 3 years earlier, it still took some time before they allowed everyone to use it. At this time, Gmail gained its own popularity that the users were willing to use instead. Both the schools and institutions switched to Gmail because of features such as custom domain names, large storage, and reliable support. For the most part, it was a quick choice to go with Gmail, since Google was better than the other companies. But this is a turning point for people to choose Gmail by themselves. It was a must for the folks that already were using Google to adopt it. Over the past 10 years, even though Google's strategies might seem harmless, it was still a pain for those outside of their ecosystem. They made it a Google account-only system to unite all of the platforms. People started questioning the decision because it was done right after Google+, the social media platform that Google had tried to make to compete with Facebook. Google+, which at the time required users to create a profile when signing up for a Gmail account, was shut down in 2014. It was bothersome, but it wasn't the most serious problem. In 2013, a rule was implemented at YouTube that commenters needed to have Google+ accounts. This resulted in widespread anger. Google has also been criticized widely for still uniting YouTube and Google+ in 2015. The dependence of Gmail accounts also applies to other Google services. The need of a Gmail account to use services like Drive, comment on YouTube, or use the Play Store is evident. Before Google, email was the go-to choice, particularly with the Log In with Google feature that let people create a Gmail account even if they didn't really need it. Universities also competed with Google by encouraging students to create Google accounts for different services. While Google used to be all-powerful, now it is not in charge anymore. Why? They are then like the rest, and their distinctive features are no longer special. Other email services such as Outlook have more storage space, and this makes Gmail not the only one that is of great importance. Google is losing its position as a pioneer due to the fact that their selection is limited. Let's talk about the second reason why Gmail is so popular now: its convenience. Considering the fact that there is no one else who can be persuaded, this means that the acquisition of customers by Google becomes extremely complicated. Additionally, we should state that Google never was a pleasant choice for professionals or students because you couldn't work with Microsoft Office as much. Collaboration in Google Docs, Slides, and Sheets is also very easy and is therefore the reason why many educational institutions have adopted them. Nevertheless, the choice between Microsoft Office and Office 365 is beyond any doubt in favor of the former one, if you do not consider a very important factor: ease of use and collaboration. Furthermore, during the last 10 years, Microsoft has also taken the lead in offering its own online Office products and collaborative features. It's interesting that Microsoft Office Online is actually free for everyone, but institutions don't even care about that, as they typically have a lot of Office 365 subscriptions. Therefore, it is no surprise that a lot of companies are moving back to Outlook, as they can use Microsoft Office, cloud storage, and email simplicity. We also need to mention that businesses never adopted Google beyond the fact that educational institutions did. However, the fact that only 4,400 businesses out of the almost 196,000 businesses in the United States use Gmail does not mean that the product is a failure. Apple's new Mail Privacy Protection Program is the last reason that has landed Google's market share afloat. It will be more complicated for email marketers to catch your IP address and email activity if you install this program. Another thing that is not surprising is that people take every chance they have to protect themselves in this era when data privacy is top priority for everyone, as Facebook and Google are in the business of collecting your data. Of course, the best feature of the program is that you do not even need to do anything in order to participate in it. On the other hand, although users of the iPhone email app have been complaining about this problem for years already, the latest market share data shows that a lot of people are now finally deciding to use it, which means that this new feature is definitely very encouraging for them. As of now, Apple's market share gained from 50% in September 2021 to 60% today. Lastly, I believe things are just going to get worse as time goes by, and people realize how crucial data security is. Finally, Gmail is neither an illusion nor something that will decrease in importance. For the sake of internet freedom, you simply can't do without a Gmail account. It is interesting that those who use email more are also switching to other mail services. This is due to the fact that, among other reasons, the competitors now have more features than Google. They are already integrated with Microsoft Office, and they basically reached their market saturation point. But on the contrary, if we pay more attention to that, we will see that it is a larger trend toward privacy that is about to start. Apple seems to be saying that they want to be the biggest technology player that does not gather data. Such functions as Mail Privacy Protection Program, which their developers introduced recently, and their Ask Not to Track feature are examples of their concern over user privacy. This does not only concern Apple, but the messaging industry has Signal and social media has BeReal. In addition, I suggest that Gmail's popularity is slowing down since Google cannot find that much territory to expand in nowadays. And that's all for this video. What do you think? Comment down below and subscribe for more.